So hello everyone, thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm Renata Kalniūnienė, Marketing Project Manager at Softneta. I will be moderating our webinar. And Vytautas Baublys, our CEO at Softneta, is going to host the webinar. So please, if you have any questions anytime during webinar, write them in the chat section. I'm going to collect your questions, and in the end of webinar, I'm going to read them, and Vytautas will try to answer them. So also, I would like you to stay muted during all webinar because of quality. So also, our webinar is going to be recorded, and after the few days, I'm going to send you the link to the video recording. So, Vytautas, I guess you could start.
I hope everyone can see my screen. So many thanks for joining with us to see what's new in the MedDream. I would say this is, again, a very successful new release, which later on you can see. I believe we never had so many changes in one release cycle. So it means our production speed is significantly increasing. One thing because we of course increased our development team, but other, I would say also it's very big impact of our partners, which is really significantly helping in analyzing the functions, making these functions more clear for us, and this gives us opportunity to speed up our development. And I hope that the next version will stay at the same intensity level, which was this. So let's start and let's see what's new. I hope everyone waiting for that. Yeah, so today we will see a few things. I will do the version presentation itself, and I will play with some beta version which I have on my PC. So just for everyone to note that the final release will come in few weeks. So it's still, this version which you see will be available for the live download in 3 weeks. So it's like window to the future. So I hope you will enjoy it. And yes, we will discuss about major MedDream news, what is our ideas about short future, this year future. So I believe these news also will be quite important for all our participants. And of course, like always, we will have a questions answer session where I will try to clarify a few things which was not very clear on my presentation. So let's move to the next slide. Yes, so today we're presenting 7.9 version. Even the numbering saying that it's corner version, which will turn our product to the 8th version next release. So it will be, I would say, turning version again, which will change the quality of the product, which will address new markets for our partners, like we seeing even in this version, like ophthalmology. Now it's fully handled by the MedDream. We have also significant improvement in the cardiac space because of our partners, which significantly helped us to improve the performance of multi-frame presentation. Also, we did huge efforts to support virtual environments like Docker station terminals. So the MedDream works perfectly now with terminals. So any partners which would like to deploy on the virtual environments now would face much higher support from Softneta team, because we did very big installation on the full virtual environment, and so far the client is extremely happy on the performance, on the quality of images. So now I will not read all the features, but just like we put all the features as a list just for everyone to see how many changes is done over. Next slides I will present the major changes, but I really recommend to read carefully all these changes, because most of them is also in the product backend, so like a to mail change. So for example, now is one to mail, and when you drag and drop MRI, CT studies, it starts from the middle, not from the start like previous, and the presented image is also not the start one, but middle one. So this is also gives more understanding what in the series exists. So it was significant improve in our oblique mist functionality and performance, like added coloring and other stuff, thanks to our German partners, which was really they asked us to create these functions. And also improved export functionality. So now you can select the medias, and these medias will be exported automatically, like into USB sticks and zips. So this really simplifying the export functionality, which I believe is mandatory for many of our partners. And as you see, we also added a lot of new measurements, new annotations ways. So I believe it really also will be important for our partners. Some zooming new actions which allows, and one of the major change also, if we speak about users, this is also new way how you can control switching between hanging protocols. Previously, it was no way to change the hanging protocols by purpose. You need to go one by one, and this really was quite I would say, for some users, especially the users which have many hanging protocols for one series, it was really not comfortable. And now when you have possibility to select from which hanging protocol jump to which, it is significant improvement. And I also like to say for many of our users, the new great news that in our upcoming version, we expect also to create some possibility to remember the zooming and layouts which you did previously when you switch it through hanging protocols. But when you switch, the viewer will remember the configuration on previous. So when you would return, you don't need to do the same actions again. So this is also the first step to our future. We expect that in upcoming 2 years, we will create the interfaces for users to fully control their layout from themselves, and also create the zooming levels and how the studies must be opened. This is our ultimate goal if we speak about 2 years, because we really got very positive feedback from all our users, all our partners about the hanging protocols, about the personalization capabilities of our new hanging protocols. So this gives us confidence that we in the right way, and that we move to the right direction. Also was increased some logging capabilities, added ATNA to the MedDream messages, so anyone which need that also now can integrate and talk with our integration department how to use. Also, I like to say that 2 days ago we had the first our technical training, which was very successful. So I really recommend watch our YouTube channel next week, where this video will be available. So we talk in our first official technical trainings about our new hanging protocols, about personalization. So definitely for these partners, which is important, you could watch it. And now every quarter, in combination with our new features, we will have technical trainings. So technical trainings will be every time unique ones, and I really recommend to stay on our YouTube channel to get all latest updates about our trainings. And next year, we really like to increase our technical training intensity. In our roadmap, we expect every month have unique technical trainings where we will share our experience, our knowledge, and this is our goal, to be a partner which not only knows alone how to do things, but share with our partners, give this knowledge to all our society. Yes, so finally we coming to the real function presentations. Personally, for me, this is one of my desired features. The possibility to present OPT, OCT in correct way, it was dream for me for 5-6 years. And this is also quite related to the new MPR CTs file support. So previously we needed to make these functions available, we needed to work on the multi-frame data handling. And thanks for our really dedicated and motivated R&D team, they are designing the new way how OPT, OCT images could be handled, and since that we are now able to present correctly OPT, OCT with the right reference lines, and now our viewer is capable to replace all the e-film systems everywhere. Maybe one note, but because it's very fresh and we have only few ophthalmology deployments around the world at this point, this work is starting, but between them we have really huge hospitals, which is very known in ophthalmology world. So we expect that the device handling will grow with time, but because the technology is already available, so adding the new OCT, OPT device support, it's take from week to 2 to add new device, because some of these manufacturers saving some data in private text for reference line, and we need to parse it and understand. So this is why it could be quite tricky, but the technology is already available. So it means you can deploy and work with this data already, and you will really receive all our support on this data handling. And because we see a priority, as everyone know, eyes is one of the most important organs in human life. Without eyes, very hard to live, and that's why we also focus on it, to help the people, to help this data became more available, included in telemedicine scenarios, in communication with patient doctor scenarios. So that's why for us it was very mandatory to make these features available. Yes, this is a more detailed presentation how the OPT, OCT is handled. So when you scroll the data set, you can see on the reference image the position of each slice, and particularly know where damage in the eye is done. And also you can compare the fundus images. This is really took us hard to develop, mainly of course for another reason. As I said, it was very hard to get from these manufacturers location where is data stored for the reference lines. Another important again improvement which coming from our USA partner, which is significantly working and heavily using our hanging protocols. So this possibility to switch hanging protocols by purpose. So if these partners which is used our hanging protocols previously, so we had hotkeys. Hotkeys allowed you to switch forward, backward through the hanging protocols, but as I said, if you have several of them, it was always annoying for the user to switch 5 hanging protocols to get to 5th instead of jumping immediately to 5th. So what now our developers did, so you can add the hanging protocol to the right click, and you will have always on the study all available hanging protocols, and just by one click you could switch to any hanging protocol you like. This is saving your time, making the better experience, and this is also major step forward for these doctors which look for efficiency. So, and for these partners which like to satisfy this need of the user. Yes, what I saw about about our mist improvement. So of course, it's several technical improvements. We still improved our processor usage, RAM usage, but also we significantly improve the possibility to change rendering engines on the 3D image itself, adding coloring, adding more selections. So I really recommend for all of you which is need the more rendering capabilities, try it, give us all your feedbacks about this new feature. If you missing something, be brave and write us. We will consider all our partners ideas, and we will try also improve every new release, because we see a big demand of end user rendering 3D capabilities, which would allow the user to work on the low bandwidth, on the high scalable teams. So when this our server side, plus of course we still keeping this function available for free for all users. On summer we will decide about next hour actions, but again we will wait all the feedback of our partners to know how we accepted this 3D functionality, what is the ideas, and then we will decide how it will be after our this trial period, when we allowing all the users use these functions for free. And yes, of course, we understand what export capabilities is very important for any viewer. For us mentally, it's very hard to work on the CD export, because this is really something which we are in nowadays, when internet everywhere available, when you can just pass the link to access of the data, because you need to know, just last year Softneta accomplished in few countries the patient portals for few millions patients. So few million patients not need anymore any export capabilities, because they can access or redirect the images directly to any person they like. And we believe this will be a future. But anyway, it's many markets where our partners need export capabilities, and I'm happy to say that we was able to create very innovative way how you can export to the different media than CD or DVD or Blu-ray disc. We added now USB stick capability, so you could easily select to which media you like to export, and if you select the USB stick, so you select the archive type, and this will be exported and even burned, so decompressed to the stick itself. So I believe this feature will be really liked for these clients which work in market where still export is needed. So I hope this functionality really will take some headaches from you, which you faced in previous version, where is only CD export was available, where you needed to unzip and do few manual steps to put the data into the stick. So now, yes, so now all of you could start developing your own features based on this export function. Yes, this is what I told. Yeah, also it could include the PDF or is, yes, so all these export functions is significantly improved and added the new features for the more precise export. Yes, so this is also important. Now, when you have in the past, when you did a manual link of series, So you was able to link only one series. So it was really annoying for all of the doctors because they typically like to compare two different series and manually scroll them simultaneously. So I'm proud again of our R&D team, which took that challenge. And now we created, when you select the link series and select the manual linking of series, so you could scroll any number of series simultaneously, slice by slice. So this allows you now to compare nicely previous studies with existing ones. Of course, we still left, as you see now, you can recognize the series only by the names of series. Like you see here, second series, first series, third series, and fourth series. But in our upcoming release, we're planning to add several enhancements. First, we like to make a coloring on different series. We also like to put some numbering. So we expect it's still under high discussion with Renata, which is also our design manager. So I hope she will do the best design for these features. But we know already from several of our partners, but you really make available for users visually very fastly recognize different series, different time stages of a series, and but it really would save doctors from possible mistakes. So this is definitely also in our next releases, but this release is already improved significantly the scrolling and comparison capabilities of our product. Thanks for our Italian partner, which is significantly working on the MAMO handling support and the high and big image handling in the MedDream. So now our team was able to invent very nice feature which is called dynamic zoom. And what do dynamic zoom? Dynamic zoom allow you maximize the quality and maximize the zooming of the data which you are in interest. So like in this example, you can see I have MAMO image, which I like to maximize to my screen. If I would try to do a second option, one-to-one resolution, so I would see only part of MAMO image. And the other possibility was use manual zooming, to zoom manually, but it would take me several seconds more than I would just mark the field of interest, and it zooms and maximizes to my screen automatically. Like you see how it was transformed from first window to next window. So after my action, the MAMO image was zoomed to the top and bottom and maximized to my screen. So this saves doctors over the day. We calculated when we work on MAMO images around 1 hour of work time. So it's significant change for the doctors which need to really resume and work on the zooming capabilities. So we expect this function, and also it have hotkey control 9. So this allow this function to be available. We also considering, I don't know, is this come on next release or it will be later, but we already working on making all hotkeys customizable. So, but every user could have own hotkeys which they use and which would be more, you know, like if he working on some workstation which use different hotkeys, but he could adjust, especially now when we have personalized hanging protocols. So with appearance of personalized hanging protocols, the next steps, as I said, is more and more customizable options for every user to feel that the MedDream became his own invention. This is our ultimate goal for upcoming 2 years. Again, very nice improvement. Of course, because we still mainly focus on our European partners, we still have 80% of our revenue generated by our European Union partners. So our major languages, which is added now for the DICOM library sharing capabilities, is English and German. And this is well tested and works very nice. So sorry for all our partners which is speaking different languages. If you will see the needs of adding your language, please email us, and we really consider to add more languages in this export functionality. This functionality allows you send not only link, but include also message to the link about the case, about your ideas, and this really saves you time on the communication. So I hope your users will like this new change. This function, thanks for our Simrad partners, which is really significantly working on making doctors possibility to share the ideas, work together, collaborate on the platform. So they trying to make our viewer more friendly on the marking of areas of interest, adding all functionality, and arrow is the example of that. Previously, we didn't have any possibility to ping the arrow without text. It was always attached text box, and of course it confused some of your users because they think that it's obvious what we're trying to show. So again, this is small but very valuable feature for most of our partners, which allowing now to exact point where is a field of interest, just to not miss it. Again, this is our USA partner, which is really asked us to create the spine labeling tool. And yes, we by listening several of our partners with this function is really mandatory to allow doctors to label the spine. Yes, we did the spine labeling tool, which as you see, you can see in interface. So you could start from bottom or from top, and you could select which part of the spine or neck you are labeling, and according to that you need to place the critical points one by one. Maybe the last note, which is very important and everyone need to see it, unfortunately I forget to put it in the red note just to see, double click is mandatory to finish the measurement. So when you put the dot by dot and the final pointer must be double clicked when the measurement is done and all labels is marked. Again, the same need of sharing the information between the users is a pencil tool. Pencil tool is something which we missed for many years again, because if our old partners still remember, our possibility to mark area was only through the pointers. So we need to point by point over the area, and it was not so smooth and not so nice if we speak about custom area. So finally, we created a pencil tool which you are driving very easily over the field of interest, and you could get immediately marked zones and save it as a notation. And next your partner or doctor will see that pointers, and you have freedom to draw anything you like on the image. Another quite similar tool but with measurement capabilities is a Flexpoly. Now, as you see in the picture, you could mark anything you like. And again, the space will be calculated, and you can get your ideas about the possible size of the object which you are drawing. Big change, this change is happening because of new regulations, new traceability demand from the notify body. So our product now have serious change in about box. So first of all, we always need to present the product code, which is needed for the traceability. So the rebranding like was before is not anymore available. It's still available to change the branding, everything, but it must be very clearly stated the Softneta and Softneta product numbers, everything, because this is a mandatory now for USA and European markets. And because our product already stayed in class 2B, this is very important to follow these European regulations. So this is a major change which is happening. And of course, we also added the light. Like you see, the version is in green. We have few markings now. If a version older than 1 year, it will become yellow. If it's older than 2 year, red. So what these two colors means, so it means that green, this is up to date, so you have a major updates. If it's older than year, we already know but it's not anymore the latest version. And if it's red, so it means it's unsupported version. So it will not give any messages to users. It's more for administrator to understand if the version is under maintains. Yes, but info labels is something also which was long time ago asked by our partners. Why? Why it's needed? It's needed in several things. Later on we will see, because we're now having also second capture capabilities. So when you are disabling info labels, all labels is disabled, and you have clean window with the image itself. So you could share with your colleague without revealing who is the patient. And again, you can, after the discussion, you could enable back them. Also, if you need to do some print screen and sharing, like copy of images, again, when you disable the info labels, the copy of image will be done without labels. So this allow, again, the flexibility for user to achieve his goal with one click, instead of putting it again to some editors, removing the labels, and then passing the information to needed person. So I think it's, again, will be really well accepted by our users. Another feature, this was really dreamed by our partners. We finally got the second capture capability. And this was really long born feature. So it means we discussed it over a few years, how it must be created. And all our team think about that. Why we expect it is very important, especially with the appearance of patient portals. The patients like to get summarized series, and this functionality will allow for doctors to create second capture series, because when you click the second capture, it creates additional series in the same patient folder. And in that series will be included only second capture images. So doctors could take, zoom, mark, annotate these images, which is critical for the patient to understand his status, his illness, And when these series could be supervised by physicians, by the neurologists, by all of these doctors, but they don't need to go scroll through few thousands of images, and only they can return to the major of study if they disagree with the second capture. And this is very simple. Later on my physical viewing, I will show how it's work, but this is just one click and you already have the images in the second series. So this is really, I believe, will come as a daily routine tool for most of our partners. Yes, so we finished first part, the presentation, and as always, I like to put my hands in the newest version. I honestly say I had time only for 2 days because it's still beta version, so please apologize for some smoothness if something will be slower than you expect, because this is still under the release, and when it release will be finalized, so all the performance things will be finished. But let's go and see some major features which I really like to present you personally, because I'm very proud of them. One second. Yes, so now we are in my MedDream, which is installed my local machine. Let's see the ultrasound. I will try to explain some ultrasound features, which I'm very proud, and this was significant improvement in these features. So first of all, what we did the speed optimization. So now we're using the most innovative way how to count the bit rates per second for the heart studies. And I really, all of you partners which is working in the cardiac hospitals and using our MedDream as a diagnostical tool or as a reference tool for the doctors, I really recommend as fast as only our version is available to update, and you will achieve very nice feeling from doctors, because first of all, we reduced 40% CPU usage and increased GPU effectiveness. Even now, virtual environment is enough to perform up to 80 bits per second, flips per second visualization, which really amazing. It's really amazing. Previously, we didn't have that capabilities, and now the doctors could see all these images like on real, very expensive cardiac viewers. So this feature I really like to show. Yeah. So now let's move to CT. So now I having CT study, and I will like to present you one new feature which is coming just this version. It's not put it in our presentation because major features was already released in the last version, but we added one which is called Smart Paint. I will explain. It's also very important feature. For example, I having some region which I really like to get understanding about size, about volume, and about parameters. So, for example, like liver, I would like to get liver volume. So I select the smart drawing. I select what I would like to draw it in the 3D section. So I start clicking, and now you could see I'm drawing and segmenting my lever, but this segmentation goes not only in 2D, it grows forward, backward in the lever itself, and you see how fast I can segment the organ. Now I can scroll and see how I was segmented, and if I miss, I could grow again. And you could imagine previously it was available only on the applications. It's first time implemented at such scale on the web technology. Yes, and what I can get now. So I segmented my lever. I am satisfied by this segmentation. I click info label. Info label now counting for me the data. Of course, I segmented quite big organ, so he need to recalculate the intention of all parameters from all slices, and we will get summarized output of the volume. So I can see what is this size is 1,567 milliliters, the volume of it, and I could get all slice by slice parameters, how the diffusion, how the tissue is look on every of it. When I click save, now it's saved to my archiving system. I can export to Slicer or other applications for the analysis on 3D model creation of this organ. So this is really innovative and one of the most innovative at this point segmentation tools for the volume and organs around the market. Another nice feature now, when I segment the data, automatically on my reference line, I can see the regions which is segmented by different tools. So you see segmented or annotated. So now when doctor opens the study, he is immediately can understand is the annotations exist, is the annotations, is segmentation exist, because this is already marked on the line itself. And now I can show also info labels. When I click, you see now I have empty screen without any patient information. I can export, I can make images, copy to image clipboard, which was already available from previous version, or I can create, for example, viewport. So I just save it. So now this image is saved to my second capture, and we can open it. As you see, now let's enable info labels. Yeah, info labels. So yeah. So now, because I removed it, so the info labels is not created. So, and you see the second capture is already created, the image, so it was quite easy. Now, for example, I like to add another second capture with some measurements. So like I would like to put some dot, the arrow to the pointers, few arrows, yeah, or take the arrow. This is arrow. We can also try to create the Flexpoly, for example, for this organ. So we have in Flexpoly, with a quick save, we could save the image. This is saving the annotations, and now I can do again the copy to my second capture. So when I make a copy, it's copy the image and create the second capture folder. So now we again could switch and see what it was created. So as you see, already in the image, we have burned all my annotations. So now any other viewer, even the viewer which not supporting the annotations or other stuff, will be able to recognize that, and doctor can forward or export this image already with all annotations, with all transactions that he did. Maybe one very important hint which our users need to know: if I create the image and I zoom the image more than my screen is allowing, for example, now I will try to zoom the image, for example, by using this dynamic zoom. You see, I like to see only this part. I selected dynamic zoom, and this is automatically zooms that size to maximize for me a view. if I will zoom that image more than my screen can handle, so more than it will be outside, and now I will click the second capture button, so it will be created the new image, and will be created in the series, as you see, and it will be, the image will be itself with the corners of my viewport. So if I now make zoom less, you see that the information which was hidden over my corners of a viewport will be cut. So this is the major thing which the user need to note. In the future, we will collect the feedback and we see if the user thinks that this is bad, but they would like to leave this data, we will consider maybe updates. But at this point, the functionality will be like this. So if you like to leave all the information without any cuttings, so you need to stay in the size of your viewport. Again, the resolution is also depend on the viewport size. So if you use few viewports to create the capture, so you need to know that by reducing size of the viewport, you're reducing the resolution of the created new image. So recommendation would be use maximum size of viewport for the second capture image creation. Yes, so maybe we can also switch now to the new MPR functionality which was created. So yeah, so now of course the nice feature, you can very nicely switch between the different layouts. As you see now, you can select the preferred layout where everything is located. So this is also very nice feature which is really requested by doctors, because some of them, for example, don't like 3D, they would like to have maximized 2D views. So this is done, and this works very nicely, I would say perfectly. And the new design you see of all controls is already available, which I was not able to present you last version. Again, switching back with a 3D mode. So here's a 3D image, and now you can select many of different colorings on the 3D itself with rotation. So I really recommend to play you with this new quality of images and 3D rendering. I expect that this will satisfy most of your needs. So I already give the information about second capture, about, it's also important, we spoke about possibility to synchronize the viewing. Let's turn back to this point. Like here, I have two different series, like phase 1, phase 2, and I have also something with contrast, and I would like to have now possibility to view all of them. So I selecting like such viewport where I dropping my images, and I would like to say, okay, this is must be from the same point. So first, I really like to get all my images synchronized to be at the same place. So I'm moving to the highest level. So moving to be almost the same in the all three data sets. So I am approximately at same place. So now I'm locking to manual lock, and now we can see when I scrolling, the scroll is performed on all my three series. This was impossible previously, and of course you can see the performance of it. It's really amazing when we scroll and it's synchronized. But of course you need to know that this is done by slice. We're scrolling the same ones. So, and it can work now on different modalities. So I believe this functionality is also will really increase of satisfaction of all of the users. So this one, I believe, was the last one which I really like to present. And now we could turn to the question section.
Okay. Will it be possible to warn a user if new annotation is not being saved?
Yes, this is a very good question and very tough for me, because it's look natural, like you're working with Word, and if you not save your changes and you're trying to close the study, it warns you. Unfortunately, MedDream still don't have these capabilities, and now the user needs still remember to save it. It's no auto-saving and no warning mechanism implemented, but we already get several complaints from our partners, but this is really annoying for users, and the users really like to be warned is they saved their annotations. So we really think that this feature is under our radar, but not yet.
Okay. Another one, any chance to have a portable viewer, more like MedDream Viewer?
So portable, you have in mind probably deployed on the PC itself. Yes, some of our partners, because the new MedDream already contains one connection, so it could be deployed as application in any PC and used for instead of workstation, because the MedDream itself have now DICOM query, DICOM store capabilities. You don't need to have a PAC system. So when you deploy the MedDream on the PC, it could be connected to any your external data sources, like any PAC system. It could query through WAD or through DICOM query, or get forward studies from the devices itself, and you can work on it. So yes, this is already available.
And another part, will the portable viewer provide 3D MPR rendering?
If we speak about CD viewer, so CD viewer we're still not upgrading yet. Yes, we have old CD viewer which you still can use, but it's have limitations on the new syntax support. And if we speak about CD viewer, yes, CD viewer we're still not developing, because we not believe in long term of that development. So we recommend several other manufacturers that do only CD viewers for our partners. Unfortunately, this is not on our roadmap yet to work on the CD viewer.
Okay, next one. Is it be possible, or it is already possible, to export a study with a URL link instead of an image burned on a CD? If so, is study the one already present on the local server that hosts the MedDream license, or it is rather on the Softneta server? In both cases, local or Softneta, are the images then anonymized?
Unfortunately, Softneta is not creating such functionality, but we already have several vendors which did this functionality already in the system. So if you need such systems, just ask us, and we kindly forward you our partners' names, which already did this functionality. Instead of CD export the links. This is already available. Our software have these capabilities, just we're not making this management system, but we already have several vendors which doing same. So we could give you all contacts, and you could select the most close or the best terms, giving you partner to achieve this functionality if you need that.
Okay. Can spine labelings be stored as annotations?
Yes.
DICOM file on the PAC server.
Yes, they are stored as annotations, and you can reuse them in other applications. They are stored as a presentation state, actually, like all our annotations.
Okay. Will the DICOM secondary capture viewport copy be stored automatically, DICOM Store, on the PACs?
Correct. This is correct. It will be stored automatically to the destination which is entered in the MedDream, and most likely it will be your PACs or other destination where you like to store the data. Because, for example, it could be other scenario, but you are retrieving data from the PACS or sending from the PACS, but like to save this second capture in other repository just for patients, but patients access only the second capture images. So you could design any workflow you like with our tools, because MedDream have all flexibility to do that.
Okay. Is it possible to attach the SR created in the MedDream to the study as a batch and save it in packs?
It's hard to answer. I recommend Renata, we will answer, our technicians will answer this question more clearly. But in this case, when you have SR and you like, for example, to store it as a, so you could mix it in the viewport and copy the viewport then. But let's give this answer to our technicians.
Okay. Is it possible to decide if we want one series with all secondary captures, or is it only one series per secondary capture?
This is typically one series.
Are these features included in the MedDream Packs product?
Yes, if you are using the latest version and you using MedDream Packs Pro with the MedDream, so yes, after all our releases, you need to update your pack system and you will get these features.
Is it possible to proceed to radial rotation, vertical or horizontal, of the 3D volume in MPR Mist?
Yes, because you need select rotation tools and you will rotate in any direction you like.
Okay. It will be possible to allow download only one series of one CT, MRI, PT study.
Yes, I believe it's selectable. As I remember, it's selectable. You even can export only one image if you like.
Yeah, active series, active study.
Yes.
You can select.
Okay.
Here's Raimundas, our product owner. He's feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a best expert, of course. You
Yeah.
can turn your camera if you're talking, Raimundas.
Yeah, Raimundas, please show you. So everybody would see who's answering and helping Vytautas.
Thank you.
Also, one more question. Are you planning in any conversion of reports to DICOM PDF and save them to packs?
Yeah, this is even now would be possibility. If you have DICOM report, you open in the viewport and click second capture, it would be saved as an image to the packs. So yes, you probably can do that, but if you like to create a PDFs and save it, no, this function not yet available and not in the plan yet. It's also not in the plan.
Okay, and we got another question about send to packs.
Yes.
Our attendee want to ask about send to packs features, which we just released a couple days ago. Can you explain what is it, the functions?
Good point. I believe because I'm not prepared now materials for now would be hard to announce all the changes from my memory, but I will say few the most criticals, and Renata just mark the note what we need to send the product change list to all our partners about send to packs. So major change was we added support of we called enterprise license. So enterprise license gives possibility for big facilities to install unlimited number of send to packs in that facility. So for example, all computers need to be occupied with send to packs. So we're just buying enterprise license and they can install it on every computer and store the data to the packs. So this is one major change, allowing general license for all facility. Another change was created to add possibility to customize specific tags, for example, for ophthalmology, to have possibility specify right left eye when you have images to put specific DICOM tags which would be recognized by the MedDream and automatically, or MedDream or other viewer, and automatically the position of the data which you're storing and converting would be presented in the viewer when you store the data. So these more customizable options on the data conversion, adding capabilities for user to add additional tags in even if a work is not providing them. So you could mix work list data with your personal data when you are creating the from non-DICOM DICOM. So these features are, it's a mandatory changes, but of course it was stability changes, it was few bugs removal. So all this, I really recommend these Send2Packs users to read too. And maybe we will do also some technical trainings on the new version of Send2Packs later on this year.
Okay, and we got one more question about Send2Packs also. Is it still using Flash?
Some Flash components already exist, but our roadmap consists that in next year, in the middle to the middle of the next year, we will have Flash read it out from the product. One more question comes now.
So if we use Send2Packs, we don't need a DICOM.
If you use Send2Packs, so you can convert any non-DICOM data to DICOM and store into your packs. Or Send2Packs could be used for the DICOM files transmission to the packs. So the major purpose of Send2Packs is to help integrate your medical data into your hives. So it could be non-DICOM or DICOM data. So the Send2Packs handles both of them.
Okay, thank you. So I think this is it about the question. So I should show the last slide. Yeah, Vytautas?
Yes, I really like to see the last slide. So today we have a special day. This day will come in a week when Softneta and our product will count 15 years. And I'm really like to thank you, all our partners, all our users, all doctors, or patients which are using this technology to change the people's lives, to make them more healthy. And we are proud to be your partners. You could see in these images where on the left corner, this is our first image viewer which we created, and this is the final one which we presented today. So this is a change. It's like you're seeing a baby and almost adult person, and it's congratulations to all our society. Softneta alone, without your support, without your interest, without your help, would never come to the stage where we're standing now. And I would say we're standing tall compared to all others. And we're standing because we have 400 companies which follow us. We have 10 million patients which use daily us, and we have thousands of radiologists which is using our technology for diagnostic, for the consultations. And just because of you, which you coming, which you listening, which you advising us, and I expect more 15 years together. And I just hardly imagined what we will see the third image when we will be 30 years old, because I remember the change from my 15 to 30. So I hope this change will be even brighter together with you. So many thanks for all of you attendees, and I see you next in one quarter. We will see what next we will do. So thanks for all for participating, and check our YouTube channel for the news. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And I will send the link to our video recording in few days. Thank you for attending and have a nice day. See you on the next events. Bye, everyone.
Bye.